Hey, what's up, guys? Today we got another review for you. But first, I know I've been gone 2 months. I'm sorry, I'm busy. I got a life, I got school, I got work. I got other things to do. Can't keep up with the YouTube. I was going to review SHF Deadpool a month ago, or yeah, when I got it, but that ended up not happening. So I'm sorry about that. But today, I'm happy to give y'all a good in-hand look at the Medicom Mafex Avengers Endgame Captain America. Holy crap. Yeah, this figure, spoiler alert, is dope. But first, before we get on to that, let's just take a look at the packaging. See right here, nice window, good look at the figure, all the accessories right here, go to the side. Nice Thanos punching pose back. Promo shots, you see all that stuff, everything that we've seen the last 2 years, because this figure did get delayed a really long time. Avengers Endgame on top. Mafex number 130 in the line, but in all honesty, let's just skip all this stuff and get right into the figures. Let's go. But before we get into the figure, I do have to say that if you keep up with my TikTok, you do know that I opened this figure up last night on my live stream. It was my birthday live stream. We all had fun. It was a good time. But I did open up this figure, and I did do the mods because the arms stick out way too much. And then I modded the ankles because you can't get the rotate because of the way that the boot is sculpted. But I will say that I switched the arms back because it's reversible. So they have the standard look now, and you'll be able to see what the arms look like before and after the mod in this video. But the ankles are cut, and that's just how it's going to be. So yeah, this is like a post-mod review. Yeah, okay, let's get into it. All right, and here is the newest Medicom Mafex figure. And I gotta say, dude, there is a lot to love about this figure. But then there are some things that I absolutely do not love about this figure. So before we get into all that, there are a lot of accessories that this figure comes with. So we'll go ahead and take a look at those, and then we'll get a closer look at the figure. This figure comes with 7 sets of interchangeable hands. In package, it comes with fisted hands. Then there's the shield throwing hands, the jazz hands, some more splayed out hands, gripping hands that have a trigger finger. I'm gonna call these the helmet holding hands. And then there's, of course, the pointing finger hands. The figure comes with 3 interchangeable heads. We have a helmeted relaxed head. Then we, of course, have the helmeted teeth gritty and angry head. And then an unhelmeted Steve Rogers head. This figure also comes with this helmet accessory right here that you can have him holding when he has the unmasked head on. And I think this is a fun accessory. And you can grab one of the gripping, I call it the helmet gripping hands. You just go ahead and slip this in through here. And he can hold that thing. And so that looks dope as heck. Now, I do must say that these portraits, I feel, are a little off, but I definitely see Chris Evans in here, especially on the unhelmeted head sculpt. That's just 100% Chris Evans, in my opinion. I think the hair could be a little lighter, a little blonde in there, instead of the kind of brown with the black wash that it has in there. But either way, this is an amazing head sculpt. All 3 head sculpts I think are really, really good. The figure also comes with Mjolnir right here, and I think this is solid as well. Pretty nice silver paint. You can see the black wash down there and the details right here. The handles painted. That's dope. You see the little strap right here. And then there is also the electric piece right here. They can go and slide on just like that. So you can have him swinging around fighting Thanos and the Chitauri and everything else that he fought in the end of Endgame. And I just think this looks really clean as well. Damn. Yeah, that's nice. That's real nice. You do also get 2 shields. Here's the first shield that is the whole shield that it comes with, and holy cow, look at that paint, dude. Dang, the detail right here on the back, all silver. The straps, we'll get into these straps later. That's where one of my gripes comes in, but oh yeah, this shield is solid. I feel like it's a little small. It could have been a little bigger, but you know what, for what it is, I think this is really, really solid. And then, of course, the second shield is the broken shield that Thanos broke with his dual-bladed sword. Oh my gosh, did you remember seeing the Captain America shield break for the first time when you watched Endgame? Woo! Chills, but dang, man, look at that paint on there. All the battle damage and the scuffing. That is dope. Oh, man. And the straps here again. The straps I don't like on this figure. But holy cow, this looks dope. They didn't have to include this one, but they did. And it looks awesome. And now for one of the coolest yet most disappointing accessories. Here is the spinning Mjolnir effect. This thing looks dope. I don't know why all of these weren't painted, but I guess if you were spinning it, it doesn't matter. But the sculpt on here is phenomenal. Mafex always kills it. There ain't nothing new here, guys. Y'all know this. But these are all translucent clear plastic, and there is a handle. Unfortunately, you'll get into it, or you'll see when I get into it later. The gripping hands for these are a little loose. And this is what's really disappointing about it too, because this is a really hefty piece of plastic, and the weight of it, the figure just can't hold on those arms. Which is why it also includes this stand right here, which is cool that they included it. But I have my gripes with this stand because you're supposed to just go and have this here and then let it just sit and rest there. But you gotta balance it out and have it sit there. And if you don't got it balanced correctly, then it's not gonna sit there. I wish that either like, at least on one of these Mjolnirs, the top part could have been hollowed out and you could have had a peg right here that plugged into here, or just have this be like a tighter grip that you can just like clamp it onto there, because sometimes I'm trying to pose this figure with this accessory and this just falls and it's just not cool. I think it could have been done better. And of course there is the normal Mafex stand. This is like the stand that I mostly use for all my displays, but it's okay. It also has these other pieces. And I swear, man, this is like the 9th wonder of the world trying to solve with these. These pieces made another clamp. So I don't know if this is just a replacement that you could put on here if this was to break. So maybe there's use for that. But these ones, I don't know. I thought it was like a cradle or what, but this is just going to be one of life's biggest mysteries. I don't know why these pieces were included here. Now, getting a closer look at the figure again, if you don't see the problems with this figure, like aesthetically, don't worry, we'll get into it a little bit. But first, getting a look at this figure, and you can have the look at the sculpt and details. Oh, yeah. Medicom did not disappoint. Look at all the chainmail and the paint that's on there, the Avengers logo. Oh, man, yeah, this is a really solid release from Mafex. And again, I guess, like I said in the beginning, this is a post-mod review. So mine is cut right there. I cut it with an X-Acto knife. You don't have to do that. I watched D Amazing's review. Shout out to D Amazing. He showed that you can still pose this around. Like you can pop this off, pose the joint the way you want it to be, and then pop it back in there. But I'm like, that's just too much work for me. I'm just gonna cut it. I don't mind cutting it. And I also like have considered just pulling that piece off and having it be like that. Like, that's not the end of the world to me if I had it on display like that. I don't really care because at least I get the articulation, but I know that's not for everybody. Some people like the sculpt and they don't want to ruin that. So you don't have to do that. But yes, this is amazing. And then again, switching out the Chris Evans head sculpts. They are easy to do. Here is the unmasked one right here. Okay, I said they were easy, but now this isn't popping in. What the heck? Oh, there we go. And oh yeah, that is Chris Evans 110%, I believe. But yeah, the sculpt on here, not bad at all. I don't have any complaints with it really. But speaking of complaints, we'll get into that right now if you haven't seen it already. So getting into the gripes I have with this figure, if you can't see it already, the arms not being able to be flush to the side, that's annoying. It's the same issue that was on the Mafex Infinity War release. And some people were able to mod and solve that. And some people figured out a mod now. So again, I've already modded these, but I reversed it. And so here's what the figure would look like standard, like out of box, like if you didn't do the mod. And yeah, you can see that. And then this torso right here, this gapping is just ugly. I've seen some people online say that it doesn't bother them, but it bothers me. And unfortunately, I don't know how to fix it permanently because I tried to mod it last night, or if you run this under some hot water, because this is a very pliable plastic. So if you run it under hot water and then hold it down and run it under cold water, it'll stick. And it did stick, but unfortunately, it only stuck for about like 15 minutes for me. And then, yeah, it flared back out and I got the gaps again. So I don't know. I've seen people use zip ties. Some people use rubber bands. I don't know what I can do to fix it permanently. So if anyone has any suggestions, please leave it down in the comment section because I need your help. I don't know. But for the figure, aesthetic-wise, like, those arms are the best. But you can go, like you see right here, you can pull the butterfly joint out right here. And you can have them sit low like that. So that's not, like, the end of the world. See, that's kind of, like, perfect right there. And so if you don't want to do the mods, you can just do that. This kind of sits a little lower than you would expect. But it's okay. Instead of being flush up here up top, just go ahead and pull the butterfly joints down like that. And boom, there you go. But I did the mods already. So that's what I'm going to do once, like, I'll get to that point. I'll switch them back the way they do. Because you can look up the mods, like, on other YouTube channels that show you how to do it. But I will go ahead and just show you, too, as well on what I did and what you got to do. But, yeah, if you don't want to do the mods, just pull the butterfly joints out. And then there you go. So it could work like that, or you could do the mod. It just depends on what you're comfortable doing. So getting into this hammer effect too, here is the gripping hand that has the trigger finger, because this is the other gripping hand that I consider the helmet holding hand. But yeah, this is not gonna have a tight grip at all. So that's just kind of the way it's gonna be. But if you have the trigger fingered hand, which is also the one that you can use to hold Mjolnir, there is a tighter grip on here. It's not perfect, it's still gonna, yep, there you go. I was gonna say it's working now, but no, if you do shake it, it's gonna fall. And this piece of plastic is heavy, so get into here, pull the wrist off, and then sliding that on there. You can see, oh, it already fell out again. Trying to get this in a good stance, it's just not gonna work. The figure is just, like, the arm is just not strong enough to hold, especially on the wrist. And that's one of my other gripes. I know that Medicom has like a good idea when it comes to including these hands with these pegs deals, because then whenever you switch the hands out, like the hole is stretched out, so it'll be like easier and you don't have to risk like breaking the pegs. But I almost would kind of prefer not having them, at least on this figure, because sometimes I'm trying to pose this figure with the shield or holding Mjolnir or even this, and the hand just come off super easy. So I'm just like, dang it, man. Like, it's just like the one time that like I'm not happy with them is the one time that I need the figure to hold something, but then the hand just slip up. Like, it's so easy to pull them on and off, which again is cool, and some people would prefer that than it breaking, but you know, I don't. But trying to get this here, so it's just really finicky with this thing, man. It's just trying to get this, and if you had it posed, I don't know. I like the idea, I appreciate the attempt, but something could have been done differently. I don't know what, don't ask me, but it's just, you can see, yeah, that's just, plastic's too heavy. But if you can balance it out, you can take some great pictures of it, though. It is a cool effect, it is neat, and I appreciate the attempt, but execution kind of failed for me. Showing off one of these hands, though, these again are the shield throwing hands, so you can go ahead and slip this off, get this, and you can go ahead and grab your shield. So because there's this plastic grip right here, you can come underneath here, slip this through there, so that looks like that, and then plug it into here, and boom, sucker! Oh, okay, never mind, but just slip that in there, and that's fire. That's so cool. You can have him look like he's putting the shield on, or like he's throwing it. I think that's the main reason, to be like he's throwing it. But wow, that is fire. I think that's a fire effect. I'm so glad they did that. I think the system on how to do it works too, but again, like, it's a loose, it's not tight, so kind of just be careful and be mindful of that when you're messing with this figure. But that is so dope. That is so cool. I'm so happy. Like, I know I'm like complaining about it, and it feels like I'm just nitpicking, but I'm still like appreciative of like having it, because that's just, that's dope. That's cool. Then of course you got the trigger finger hand Mjolnir into here. Oh, well, I'm trying to get this on there. Okay, see, the hand already came out, so might as well just do that. Okay, get the hand there, and then put this there, and boom! Now we got worthy Captain America getting ready to fight Thanos. And yeah, and then of course you can have the effect on here too. Just slip it on, and boom, sucker! Crazy. Yeah, there's just a lot of fun you could have with this figure. It's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's like, oh, you could do this and it looks cool, but it's loose and it'll fall off, so that sucks. But I don't know. Like I said, it's still great though. Still happy to have it. Better to have it than to not include it at all. But dope, 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 dope. So now we're gonna get into one of my least favorite parts about this figure, and that is attaching the shield. So what you're supposed to do is, this can slip off right here, but it slips off for another reason. But you can go ahead and just grab your gripping hand and then funnel this onto here. This is one of the trigger finger hands. I actually haven't tried to see if you can use the other gripping hands. I'm gonna try that, because those seems like it has a wider grip. Well, I mean, it does have a wider grip. Just grabbing one of these hands here instead. I wonder, because again, I've used these for just to hold the helmet, but maybe it'll be better to use for that. Okay, yeah, I think that's going on a lot. Okay, yeah, so maybe these are helmet hands and strap holding hands. But then again, you can come through here, and I think you have to put this on, and then getting or maybe you don't have to pull this off yet. So again, just popping this only goes on one way. So is it like that? Do I have this on? backwards? I don't think so. And then slipping this through here, getting the peg lined up. Come on. Come on. There we go. So, yeah, there's how you attach the shield to his arm. But then you see the problem right there. The moment you move it and this peg becomes, like, pushed on, I know you got to push down really hard to plug it in all the way. But I just not have had good luck with this piece. These straps that move are irritable. I don't like them. I wish there was a different way to do it. But, you know, when you get it looking right, it looks very majestic. Crazy. But that leads to the other point of this figure. So what you need to do, the reason this piece is removable, so slipping this off, we can go ahead and pull this hand off of here. So you can remove this thing right here, right? And then you have the broken shield, and then one of these removes. I think it's the same one on the back. Yep, the smaller one removes. And then you put match the straps up. You plug the big one onto here. Same thing, get your gripping hand, put it on there, and it already fell off. That's neat. Plug this into here. Oh, try to plug it in here, come on. See, this is what this is one of my bigger, like, this is one of my biggest gripes. It's just not fun switching these out, especially when the pegs don't want to plug in. That's just annoying. But then you have this here, and then you got the broken shield on there, and that looks clean as well. But the moment you try to move it, boom, it's gonna come off. So that's sad. So what I've seen some other people do, and what I was doing last night, is just not even having that other peg on there, or the peg, other strap, because, I mean, you're not gonna tell unless you see it like that. But even still, it holds up pretty well. It doesn't fall off. You might want to be careful because you could risk, like, pulling that apart down there. But at the end of the day, like, this is still an easier, you know, like, functioning strap than trying to deal with this falling off anytime you pose it and then losing it, or having it, like, be loose on the arm. So that's just kind of another nitpick of mine. But yeah, so that's it. But that's dope. Oh my gosh, look at this shield. It's so dope. So dope. Now to attach the shield to the back. So you took the small piece off of here earlier, which was this little tiny one. So now you can grab this tiny one, and you have to put both small ones onto here. Is that lined up? Nope. I got it on backwards. There we go. So you plug that in here. Then you have this adapter that splits into two pieces. So the first part, you can go here, and these two hooks, they go behind these straps. So you just kind of, and it's not easy, it's not fun to do this. You just gotta finick your way through there. There you go. So that sits like that. Then you get this one, and it says, because one side is longer than the other one, if you can see that. So you can just go ahead and slip this one through here, and then bring the long side back through there to have this port be in the middle. And you come over here, plug this in here, and boom, sucker. That is awesome. This Captain America figure has everything that I want, like, in a Captain America figure. The shield, a broken shield, plugging it on the back, like a hammer accessory, the spinning accessory. Except it's just like, there's shortcomings, man. Like I said, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And I know some people have already modded this and they put some magnets in here. I won't do that. I'm not skilled enough to do that. But again, this is still just a dope, like, display option if you wanted that. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm glad to have it. And I'd rather have it and it be a little less functional than to not have it at all. But then again, it's just so clean. Now, finally, we'll take a look at the articulation of the figure. So the head does look up that much. And it looks down that far. You got side-to-side move. This is a really loose, like, fitting, and I've seen some people complain about that, but it's a well with that tilt. Amazing. Shoulders go all the way up to about right there. They come all the way down if you pull that thing. There is the butterfly joint in there that comes across that far. So if you want that, that's not bad. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows right here. And, you know, the regular Mafex joint. Ball joint or swivel, hinge swivel. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry. And then you get to the torso using both the diaphragm and the lower torso joint. Pivot both of those that way. Both that way. It can lean back very far and then lean forward about that much. So that's dope. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. There is the drop down hips right here, so that's always lovely to see. Can kick out. Oh, it's kind of loose. That's unfortunate. Kick out that far. Kick up that high. Okay. Bicep swivel, or the bicep, upper thigh swivel. Oh, the legs do go back that far as well. Again, upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees. There is the boot cut rotation, and then I guess I have this extra rotation right here because I already cut it. But and then the ankles do move down now that far. They do move up, and then there is some ankle pivot depending on how you have the joint configured, and then toe articulation. Starting off with size comparisons, here is the Mafex Infinity War Captain America, and I think both these figures look great. They're both flawed, but Mafex I think killed it. Both of them have issues, both of them have good things you like about them, and this was a solid release. Now here's the Endgame trio with the SH Figuarts Final Battle Thor and Final Battle Iron Man. I think these look great together, but I'm just now super excited for Mafex to get their versions out. I pre-ordered Iron Man. I missed out on the pre-order of Thor, and I don't know when either of those are supposed to release this year. I think they're both this year, if they're not like gonna get delayed any further. But I'm excited to get those figures because to complete this trio in the Mafex Endgame line, ooh, superb. And here's two more SHF with the SHF Infinity War Hulk and the SHF Final Battle Thanos. And I think the scale between these works really well as well. So if you want to pose Cap fighting Thanos again, I think it'll work. Here's a size comparison with the Marvel Legends Worthy Cap. And I think these look great together. And I'm really surprised that the Mafex is almost about the same height as the Marvel Legends one. So if you want to slip this into your Marvel Legends display, I think it'll work. And speaking of Legends, here is the Infinity Saga Thor and the Infinity Saga Iron Man that was in the Thanos 2-pack. And yeah, Cap he's a little short, so I don't, if you want to slip it into your Legends, like you can, but he might not be the tallest figure there. So now before we get to my final thoughts on this figure, I am going to show y'all the shoulder mod that I did. This isn't going to be an in-depth look on how to do it. I'm just going to show y'all, switch it, and then show y'all what it looks like before and after. If you want a more in-depth tutorial on how to do it, there are plenty on YouTube. So just go ahead and search that up, and they're out there. So at first, you're going to do is you're going to pop this out, the shoulders out, right? And then inside here, there's your joint and then the cap. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to pull the joint out, and you're going to get the cap out, and then you split that cap in two, and then the outside cover, you switch to the other side. So again, this is already split up. So you're going to pull this cover out right here. So this is the cover that you pull out, and you can see that I already split it. All you got to do is heat it up, put in some hot water, you let it soften up, and you just pull it apart. The glue is not that strong. So you get that there, and then I have my, well, you actually, so you don't even need to pull this out. So you pull it out so you can pull that apart. But then again, so there's the other piece of the cover in there. So that's the right side, or the right arm, and then, or left arm. So here, there's the cover. Pull the cover out. Again, because you're supposed to split it. So, oh, this is a little troublesome. There you go. So you split the cover out, put those down. So now what you do, you get this cover that was on this arm, on this side, and you go ahead and slip it right here. Get your arm and plug it back down in there. And then, so get this one, plug it on this side over here. Go ahead and pop the joints there. And so that fixes it. You don't have any gaps down here, but what you do, you have this here. So now the shoulders sit closer to the body. You can see that. The only downside I would say is now that when you go, because these pieces aren't together, when you use this armpit joint, you're going to get that gapping down in there now. But vanilla pose, it's not there. So giving you a quick side-by-side comparison on how it was before and after to the mod. So here's before, and then here's after. So you can see it's a lot more flush with the mod. But then again, too, like I showed you in the beginning, if you do want to just pull the armpit joints down like that beforehand, I mean, now you're going to get that gapping right there. But if you want to do that, you could do that as well instead of doing the mod. But I wanted to do the mod. I did it, and I'm happy with that. So, yeah. So after taking a heavy, in-depth look at this figure, guys, it's not bad at all, dude. There are some bad things about it. My gripes, man. I don't like that the arms can't be pushed down all the way down to the side. The strap switching between the shield really irritates me. The spinning hammer effect being as heavy as it is and the stand that it comes with, I just don't like it. It's really finicky. But despite that, this is still a great figure. It has flaws, and we did have to wait 2 years for it, so it sucks that it's not 100% perfect. But Mafex just killed it. This is probably the best Endgame Captain America on the market. Like, worth every penny, man. I was able to get mine on Amazon Japan for 85 bucks. So I feel like my purchase is justified. Taking pictures of this guy was so much, like, it was so fun. I was able to get some cool shots of him by himself, fighting Thanos with the Avengers. It's just fun. I wanted to keep taking more photos, dude. It's just so photogenic for me. I fell into the photo abyss with this one. It is crazy. But at the end of the day, when everything is said and done, quoting Unparalleled Universe, this figure, if I'm going to give it a rating, I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. I wish it was higher for the amount of time we had to wait for it, but you know what? Beggars, like, not everything's perfect, you know? It's okay. It's okay. So, that concludes this review. Thank you guys for watching this review. I hope you all enjoyed it. I know it's a little longer than usual. Oh, man, there's just so much to go over. But if you can, I would appreciate it if you dropped a like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to try to get more reviews out. Again, I'm sorry that I've been busy with school and work, but summertime is here, baby. It's time to just pump out videos. All right, so if you want to also, you can go ahead and follow my Instagram at Daniel_Boone01 and my Figure Talk Instagram at Boondocks01. But if you want to follow me and my most active social media platform, make sure you go ahead and follow my TikTok at Boondocks01. We're almost to 200,000 followers, guys. We're slowly getting there, but all right. At the end of the day, drop a like, comment, follow, subscribe, and yeah. Y'all stay safe, have fun, enjoy your day, night, weekend, afternoon, whenever you're watching this. So y'all stay safe. Later. Now before we get to the... Fuck!